Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Zodiac Bandit, and today we have some spoilers for Campaign 3 of Critical Role up to episode 108. So if you aren't caught up with episode 108, I recommend clicking off and then coming back to this video eventually. So today we have a theory video. It's been a little while since I've had like an honest to god true theory video, and today's theory is Ludinus is trying to become a Ruidusborn. In episode 108, when the party were talking to Tapestry Zethuda, he revealed that some of the exaltant Ruidusborn had been going missing recently. Now this led the party to assume two things. One, that Ludinus is sending them to the hollowed cage to somehow weaken it so they can get to Predathos himself, or, number two, Ludinus was testing to see if one of these people, these Ruidusborn exaltants, could become the vessel for Predathos as of right now. However, I think he's doing something else. I believe he is trying to become a Ruidusborn himself. I have a few reasons for believing this to be the case. One, we know that Ludinus is very jealous of the Ruidusborn and their connection to Ruidus. We've known this for a very long time now, and that they have a very powerful connection to the being who wants to kill the gods more than himself. He should be the one that has this power. His personal goals align with Predathos. If anyone deserves to be Ruidusborn, it should be Ludinus himself, right? Throughout this campaign, Imogen has jabbed at him quite a few times about his potential jealousy of the Ruidusborn and their connection to Predathos. However, he has tried to play it off, claiming he has his own connection to Predathos, which is true. The whole Malaismir disaster and what happened following that was caused by him in an attempt to reach out to Predathos / the Weavemind, which did work. He does have somewhat of a connection. It's just not the same as a Ruidusborn connection. But I don't think jealousy is too far out of the realm of possibility for this character who is willing to extend his life hundreds upon hundreds of years in the search of one single purpose, and that is, to kill the gods, to get revenge for destroying Aor and the other flying cities, to destroy the gods, the people who ruined the Age of Arcana. That is his whole goal in life, and I have no doubt that jealousy of people who are directly connected to a god killer is something that is right in the forefront of his mind. Another reason I believe Ludinus is trying to become a Ruidusborn is because of Liliana. She was very worried about what would happen to the other Ruidusborn if Ludinus was left unchecked. She wanted to stay on Ruidus because of Ludinus' actions and what he could do to them. She knows that he needs them to complete his goal, so why would he risk their lives and kill them? Why would that be a worry on her mind? She is right, he might hurt them, but they are the keys to his goals. He shouldn't be killing them, unless he's trying to become a Ruidusborn. And if she left, maybe that would be something that was possible. She wouldn't be able to control him. She wouldn't be able to say, hey, don't do that, we need them. And instead he would try to use his jealousy and the tools at his disposal to become a Ruidusborn himself. However, unfortunately, this is where his simulacrums come into place. Because using his simulacrums, he can keep Liliana distracted elsewhere, using his simulacrum to sort of be next to her, and whether she's able to notice it or not, who knows, but he is able to use a simulacrum to send her to other places and be with her using that simulacrum while he is by himself elsewhere, absorbing these Ruidusborn or these exaltants, because it seems to be exaltants are the target. And lastly, we know he has the means to become a Ruidusborn. Maybe. His means to possibly become a Ruidusborn lies with the quintessence array, aka the magical leather harness or the funnel, depending on who you're asking. We know the harness can take magical energy from items, but more importantly for this theory, it can also take magic from living beings. If a magical creature touches the quintessence array for 1 minute, it loses its magical capabilities for 24 hours, bestowing a unique benefit upon the wearer until the next long rest. If a creature touches the harness for 1 hour or more, it is destroyed and the wearer gains a permanent benefit, which can vary depending on the creature. We have never seen what it looks like or what benefits someone can get from the 1 hour plus feature of the harness. We've only ever seen someone use the 1 minute feature, and that was Orm when they went to Ruidus and used it on Willmaster Edmuda, and he got the dominate person spell that he used almost immediately on Edmuda herself. So we haven't seen any of the major benefits that someone could permanently get, which could be various depending on the strength of the creature, like the item says. So we have no idea as of right now how powerful a benefit can be. And we do know that he used this harness to extend his life. So realistically, the harness could do anything. And that's kind of the problem with the harness. We don't know how much it can do because we've never seen someone use it quite yet. And I'm curious as to what it can do. However, the Bell's Hells currently are the ones who have the quintessence array, an item they found in Malaismere. However, Malaismere was destroyed in 585 PD, 258 years before the current campaign started. Malaismere is where the Bell's House found this harness, and it's very likely that Ludinus would have needed to use it again to keep himself alive in that 200-year span, 250-year span. And it's almost a sure thing at this point that he has made a new one. The party have thought this for a while, but it just makes a lot of sense that he would have made a new one. And possibly this new harness would have been likely way better than the old one. Having to, seemingly have no limits with the old one of what it can do, it's very likely that this one can do a little bit more, maybe even faster, and maybe without a risk of breaking. And it's very likely that he's going to be using it to absorb the exaltants in an attempt to gain the benefits of a Ruidusborn permanently. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's possible for someone to become a Ruidusborn via absorbing enough Ruidusborn power? Do you think if he absorbs enough exaltants, he can himself become one? Or do you think it's a fruitless effort and he's just wasting his resources away in an attempt for his vanity? Which is honestly likely both true. So I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think he's trying to become a Ruidusborn so he himself can become the vessel for Predathos because he wants to be the tool that destroyed the gods? And yeah, I do think that this is likely what he's trying to do. He is super vain, he hates the gods to the point where he wants to become the one to be the vessel. And he's mentioned in the past that he doesn't care if he's there or not after the fact. He just wants to release it and end the gods. His whole goal is end the gods. If he were to die in the process, he claims he's okay with that. But what would be even better for him is if he was the one in which the vessel became. If he was the vessel and he was the one trying to kill the gods, that's likely a lot better in his eyes. Yes, he technically would lose himself to Predathos, likely, but he would be the one actively killing the gods. And I think at the end of the day, he wants that more than anything. So I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think this is his goal, or do you think he's doing something else with the exaltants? And I'm curious what you do think he's doing with them. So I just want to thank Voilev2890 for this theory. Their comment was the one that made me really think about this theory because it makes just a ton of sense. So I very much like their comment. I very much like this theory. And I decided to do a little bit of digging about the harness, about, the history of everything that's going on sort of surrounding him and his jealousy with the Ruidusborn. And for me, a lot of this just makes a lot of sense. To connect all of these dots, it does point in the direction of him attempting to do this. So thank you for the theory. And if anyone else has a theory they want me to look into, let me know in the comments because I am 100% down to look into any theory that anyone has, whether it be something I disagree with, I agree with. Maybe you can prove me wrong. Maybe I prove you wrong. Maybe I prove you right. Who knows? We're the Mythbusters out here. It can be inconclusive for all I care. I just, like the idea of looking into other people's theories and seeing if I agree or disagree. And I think that's something I want to do more often. Look at some of the theories and just see if I agree with it or not, because that still makes a good video. I've done it in the past, and I'm very much on board with the idea of you guys sending me theory ideas or just video ideas in general. So yeah, do that. So with all that being said, I will see you guys on Friday for the recap of episode 108 of Campaign 3. And I'll see you guys then. Peace.